5, call the special meeting to order. And a couple items on the agenda here, plus we will be going into closed meeting later on for attorney-client communication regarding threatened litigation. First thing up is under old business, Director Red update.
So the only update we have today is currently the state's sitting at just over 1,300 cases. So we're starting to see more of a climb each day. I think there was 94 new cases as of 5 o'clock last night, with 7 only in Stearns County so far. So we're still holding strong. Nothing confirmed in the Painesville area at this time. And we're starting to see some donations of the mask being called into our hotline. I think we went and picked up some masks today, and those we picked up by the county on the 20th of April. So that's all I have on the COVID.
Mm-hmm.
I do have an update for City Hall as well.
Okay.
Motor vehicle, as of Monday, said we could do dealer work and no face-to-face, but we could do tab renewal, no driver's license. Title transfers would be very difficult other than dealer transfers.
Mm-hmm.
So we are doing our dealer work, and if somebody has a tab renewal or boat renewal that they have their paperwork, they can put in the Dropbox and we will mail it to them.
Okay.
And I just want to mention, I had Kristen post on the city's Facebook page. We got an email from Stearns County Emergency Management in regards to the contact information of people. Feel as though somebody is violating the stay-at-home order, where they can report those to. What happens is the state gets those, the governor's office gives their opinion as to whether or not this is an essential service. Usually it's for more business type things. But whether or not it's an essential service, and then we get those emails back, including what their interpretation and opinions are. So we put those numbers out there in case people wish to make any complaints in regards to violations of the stay-at-home order.
You know, if they deem somebody non-essential, that if the company was in violation, then you can call back to and, you know, plead your case, you know what I mean?
Yeah, if we get that, basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna be going and talking to the business and just, you know, working with them. I have zero intentions of charging anybody with this, absent just flat outright refusals. You know, we're gonna work with people and try and get them to understand the significance of it. But if somebody just were to flat out say no, then we'll send it over to Bill's office for his review and decision as far as what he wants to do, so.
Okay. I've had some comments about playgrounds, but I know that's going to be a discussion Monday night? Monday night. Fortunately, the weather's been a little on the cool side. So. Anything else? We'll continue on as we have been. I did notice that Wade Park did open their drive-through, and that's what I think kind of perked up a lot of people's ears about you know, questions about if we were going to be doing anything. So thanks for the update. Okay, and then the next is the city administrator position, and we're going to get Liza on the phone here, and hopefully this will be loud enough.
Press 1. Dial 0 for the receptionist or to leave a general voicemail. For David, dial 101.
Hi Liza, this is Melinda in the City Council in Painesville. Good morning. I've got you on speakerphone. Can you hear us okay?
I can hear you wonderful. I just want to let you know if I'm cutting in and out, we can always switch phones to my cell phone. I know I've heard some complaints, but each day is unpredictable with the entire neighborhood home quarantine and doing school. So I hope my internet coverage is going to cover us.
Okay.
Wonderful.
All right, we're all here, and what we got latest there for, anything heard from our 4 candidates?
Yep, yes. So our one finalist from Michigan, their stay-in-place order has been extended until April 28th. As you know, ours is until May 4th.
Yep.
Iowa, another state one of our finalists is in, they do not have a stay-in-place order, so we all are under some type of stay-in-place order, just in varying degrees. But again, it negatively impacts our interviews if we want to try and move forward with something on April 21st and 22nd. I mean, I don't feel how we could safely bring anybody in, and I'm assuming that's how you feel as well. So I am interested in hearing if you would like to perhaps reschedule your interviews for after our state has lifted its stay-in-place order. Again, we're not going to know what that looks like once May 4th rolls around, but I'm interested in hearing what your thoughts are.
And of course, there's no knowing if, the May 4th is going to be the day or if it's going to be extended again.
Exactly.
Of the 4 candidates, have you heard anything, or have they indicated, well, maybe not preferences is not the right word, but indications about worrying about delays or anything?
No, I have not heard any concerns. I heard actually excitement for, having the opportunity to interview, but also understanding that it will likely have to be delayed.
Okay.
Liza, this is Sean Ranky. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, I can a little bit.
I know we already lost one of the 5. He took another position at CFO. And I realize this might be just sort of a guessing game for you, but of the 4 remaining, if we push this out further, do you think that we would lose?
Did I lose you?
Nope, we're here, Liza, can you hear us?
Oh, yep, all I heard was we lost one of the 5, and then that's all I heard.
We lost one. Do you think we're at risk of losing more?
At this point, I do not think so, and the reason being is we have my colleague and I are working in 2 other communities right now, advertising, and we have not received applications of interest for over 12 days. So it is my thought that the market is just different at this point, that people are either not comfortable looking at moving outside of their community because this is a tough time for everybody, and probably not comfortable going into a new community, especially a community that may have some existing cases. So I know with these other 2 communities that we have been advertising for, those communities are electing to put their process on hold and begin advertising once the stay-in-place order has lifted. So your other candidates, obviously, they have that process in place in coordination with applying for this position as well. So they happen to be the selected finalists, and that's why they move forward in that case. These other positions, I'm not getting the feeling that they are close to making decisions in any other community. That has not been shared with me, and sometimes these candidates are open to divulging that information with me, but I have not heard anything in that manner.
So, Liza, this is Len Gilmore. I think we should wait with the stay-at-home order, not to make anybody move, but would you push this out and pick a day in May? Or would we wait till May 4th to see if it's lifted before we pick a day, so we don't have to move it again?
I guess I look to you. I was comfortable in selecting dates just so we can share that with our candidates so that they can reserve it on their calendars. And again, we can always put the caveat, we'll obviously monitor our stay-in-place order to determine how this is going to be affected. But at least if we can put a date on the calendar, and if there are if the order is listed, but yet there are still some restrictions, then that still allows us the flexibility to modify the schedule, so we can at least allow an in-person interview, but maybe some of those other components are going to have to change. For instance, if we still cannot have that community meet and greet where we can have, more than 10 people in a room, then maybe we come up with an alternative so that we can still receive some type of community feedback. What, do you feel comfortable with that? And if so, are there some dates in mind?
This is Jeff Thompson. My feeling is that we pick dates because when the order gets lifted, things are gonna start filling up pretty fast.
Yep.
That's kind of my fear. So if we can nail down the dates now, and if need be, we can always change those.
You bet. Well, my first few weeks in May are wide open, so I look to you. I know an important piece of this involvement was a community engagement meeting. Again, not knowing what and if the new restrictions will prevent us from having a community engagement type of meeting. Is that an important piece to make sure that we wrap this interview process around? Do you have a similar event that you would maybe want to involve in this process? And if so, what would those dates be?
Yeah.
The 19th and 20th would be the same week as we did in April. And then if a decision were to be made, you would put it on the 26th council agenda.
Okay. Get that, the 18th and 19th would be,
Well, 19th and 20th.
19th and 20th, yep. Would be the same, the Tuesday and Wednesday, and then could be on our council agenda for the 26th, which is a special because of Memorial Day being the 25th.
Okay,
I
like that.
Oh, hang on.
I cannot do the 20th right now.
Okay. 20th is not good.
Could we do the 18th and 19th?
That would be fine.
Does that
The
work?
18th and 19th. The 18th you have planning and you have library that night. But you could do the 20th and 21st.
He's not available the 20th.
No, I can't do
Oh,
it.
I'm sorry.
I think that first day, most of our things that we had planned were during the daytime, weren't they? For that first day of interviews?
Yes, the first day we had activities scheduled from 10:30 until 6 p.m. And then the following day, everything would be wrapped up by 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And it would mainly take place during the morning. And council, your participation would be required on the second day. It would be optional on your first day. Of course, we would welcome your observations and that would assist you in your decision making. But if it's a conflict within your work schedule, we would really want to have you there on that second day, and that would give you greater flexibility on that first day.
So we could do the 18th and
The
19th.
planning is at 6, correct?
But that very last thing of the day was the joint meeting with the township and school board, which we don't have that day, I believe. So those things that day would probably wrap up a little bit earlier.
We could schedule that community meeting. We've always done it, like from 5 to 6, but we could move that to like 4:30.
Yeah.
Then we would be done, usually that's done in an hour. Jeff usually tries to keep it in an hour. Then there would be a little bit of, the wiggle room before the planning commission and library met at 6.
Okay.
Those days work for me.
18th and 19th? 18th and 19th? Yep. Neil, you awake down there?
I don't think I'll be working.
Nope. Okay.
No, you won't.
18th and 19th.
Okay, a Monday and a Tuesday?
Yep, Monday, Tuesday.
Okay, wonderful.
Pardon?
Everything's fine as it was before.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, wonderful. I can communicate that with the finalists, and of course, I will continue to provide weekly updates just so you do know if what their thoughts are, their questions, or if anything arises.
Okay. Okay, anything else for Liza? Anything else from Liza?
Not from me.
Okay. All right, thank you very much.
Yes, thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye.
Bye. All right. Yeah, interesting, we'll have two other states to deal with too. Iowa hasn't done anything, they may, Michigan could be a different story.
Iowa has actually broken up by regions,
Yeah,
and there are certain regions that have stay-at-home.
oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Iowa City area has been hit really hard, so they have.
College
stay-at-home.
town, yep.
I believe the northwest corner and the east, mostly east side, which I would say is in the east,
Hmm,
is stay-at-home.
okay.
They're broken in several regions.
So he's coming from near your hometown, right?
If
Are
he
they?
is still in Eldora, Hardin County has not had any kind of stay-at-home place yet.
Okay. Is that like north central or northwest?
Kind of central west, just Highway 20, just east of that.
Okay.
Who knows when Michigan will open up? They're getting hit pretty hard.
Yeah,
So this is really, I don't know. Gotta get it done sometime.
okay, anything else? If not, we will take a short recess here and go into closed session for attorney-client communication regarding threatened litigation. We will have another conference phone call, I believe, correct?
Yeah, and I set it for 12:15, but I
Oh, okay.
assume maybe we could try calling a little bit earlier.
Okay, it'll take a little bit of time here to get set up, so.